What's up, everybody? It's Coach Kev, and today I want to show you the first ever podcast that I was a part of and that I got interviewed for. The name of the podcast is called Can We Talk Sports? It was such a great experience. I enjoyed it so much that I want to share it to each and every one of y'all. Before I do that, I want to let you know that I'm going to start back doing live streams this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned for that and make sure you check it out. Also, if you enjoy this content that I make over here on this channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff that we have to ask for in order for our channels to grow. Like I said, this was a great time. I enjoyed it. What we did was talk about coaching, we talked about sports, and we just talked about life in general. So without further ado, I hope all of y'all enjoy watching this podcast as much as I enjoyed being a part of it. So let's get it.
And you know, us sports moms have something to say.
Yes, we do. We'll have a chance to interview across the board, from athletes to the parents to the coaches to even the trainers.
And we're not afraid to share our journey. We're not afraid to tell other moms what we went through in order to raise up a student athlete. So I believe that it's inspirational.
We able to tell our story, the good and the bad.
We can give back positive information.
Absolutely.
You know, we can empower them.
Yes, I think it's time for the mothers to be a voice.
Yes, that's it.
It's time for us to let you know what's going on.
What's up, everybody? It is Karen, K-Dog,
and Carmen, aka Mama D.
Hey, you guys, I would like to welcome you to the show, another episode of Can We Talk Sports? And if you're watching this show on a replay, you're welcome too. We really appreciate you guys coming in and listening to the sports moms, and we just appreciate you guys. So if you share the video, we need the voices of sports moms to be out there to help other sports moms on how to navigate through this sports world.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Share with your friends and other moms who have athletes that are looking for some direction on what to do and how to get them further along. Absolutely.
Yes. I remember when my son was playing, I had to research it. I had to Google it. Nobody came back to tell us. I didn't hear those voices of those who had experienced the journey and the walk. And so I just think we're living in a time right now that it is time to hear the voices of the parents.
Yes, I agree. You know what, Karen? Nobody told us, and we learned, first of all, with Mahogany, the oldest, like we started to learn the process, but nobody told us, look, 7th and 8th grade, they need to be looking at preparing themselves for college. Like once you get into 9th grade, your grades, that's your record. Like that's how you're going to get scholarships and how school. So the day you start 9th grade, your grades are recorded from then on. So they're looking at, like, by the time you get to 9th grade, you already need to know, look, I'm serious. I'm going to hit these books hard. I'm going to camps. I'm going, you need to start preparing yourself early. And we didn't know that. Like, she was like sophomore, junior in high school before we realized, hey, we're way behind the game.
Right.
Way behind. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And now there are some classes, like when we went to Trinity, a private school, some of the eighth grade classes counted towards the transcript. So now
Absolutely.
it's even starting early. It's even earlier than that. And you can get
Mhm.
ahead also if you're really good in school. You can get ahead and get some of those core classes over with in the eighth grade, which account towards your permanent transcript. So
Yeah.
that's
The
what this is all about.
the other thing I loved about Trinity, and I know other schools are doing it too. I'm sure um, uh, regular schools do it too, but dual credit. Dual credit classes, like I think Mahogany started in her junior year doing dual credit classes. So she was
Yeah.
able to knock out a lot of her core college classes, which enabled her to graduate with her. She graduated early, a semester early from college, and then started her master's program. And because she redshirted, she was able to get her master's program in a year and a half. So she left under scholarship with the master's.
Wow. See that right there. We need I
Hmm.
didn't
That guidance. We need the guidance. We need people telling us and showing us what to do.
yeah, yeah. So I think we're gonna have your daughter on for one of the
Yeah.
shows. So that's gonna be awesome where she can come in and really tell the parents on how she was able to do that and how she was able to stay focused. Just because when I went out to college, I was just
Yes.
like, I'm out the house. I ain't got to ask my mama nothing. So I want to know how these athletes they stay focused on what they're supposed to do. I mean, this
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
ain't no
She
joke.
was really disciplined. But the thing was about Mahogany, it was like she had a limit. She had to be at least 2 hours away from us because she didn't want her freedom. She just wanted to be away. So ULM, University of Louisiana Monroe, was 4 hours straight down I-20. So she was like, party. But but she was focused though. Like she was really focused. She knew what she wanted and she was going after it.
That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, what have your week or your last few days since we went live? What's been
Oh,
going on?
girl. Okay, so Malik bought a house. So that's my baby, Malik. He bought a house and decided that he was going to pull up all the sod, which was really weeds. And so he had this machine that cut the down into the dirt, like made rows of, and then you just rolled it up. Girl, why were we out yesterday digging up grass, rolling up grass? I mean, the whole day. The whole day. It was some hard work, Karen. I'm gonna soak tonight some Epsom salt. I know because wore
Right.
our butts out. Like he had the whole
Oh,
family involved. Like we were all out there rolling up and digging up
dirt
dirt.
inside. That's
But the
awesome.
Cowboys won today, so it makes it all good. Did you see the game,
I
Karen?
didn't
Did you see that game?
No, I didn't. I heard that they came back. What happened?
Okay, so I was at church and then I did some shopping and stuff. So I didn't get home until the third quarter. So I missed thank God. I missed the behind by the three fumbles and so far behind. And when I started watching it, they were coming back already. So they had just made two touchdowns. So it was a much closer game. But when I tell you they made they went ahead, I think it was 35. They went ahead by it was we needed two scores, not just we needed two full scores. And yeah, they came back, made a touchdown, an onside kick, got
Wow.
the onside kick, and kicked a field goal, won by 1 point with 3 seconds
Wow.
left.
Really? Now, was the fans there?
Unbelievable. Yes, there were like 20,000. Mhm.
Ooh,
You know,
that
Jerry
still
said
was a
he was
lot.
going to, yeah, 20,000 is, it's about, I think it's about a fifth, right? I think that stadium holds almost 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
And so
yeah,
you can see them
20,000.
spread it out?
Yes. Yeah, and you can hear them. And that's the thing. That was one of the reasons I think they really rallied back because, well, when they were not doing well, the audience let them know they were not doing well. They were booing. So
Oh,
they think
really?
they pulled it together. And then when they started doing better, then the crowd really got behind them. So I think it makes a huge difference whether there's crowds in the stands. Even at 20,000, like you could hear them cheering.
Oh, well, well, yay for the Cowboys. My husband's a Raider fan,
You're
so I
not a
don't even know
fan?
if they played. I don't even know if they played, but yay for the Cowboys. But listen, you guys, we have a great guest on that's coming to the show. And we're going to really dig into sports and health and purpose. So let's welcome to the show, Coach Kev.
So
Yay.
let's stop complaining about the small things. And remember, every opportunity where you don't take full advantage of working towards something greater than yourself is another opportunity lost. For me, I'm not in the mind state of having any more missed opportunities because at the end of the day, none of us know how many more we'll get. To sum this all up, 2020 for most of us has been the worst year ever. But I've grown so much as a person, so I don't know what to think about it. You know how the saying goes, tough times can either make you or break you. It sucks that it takes hardships for most of us to see our biggest growth. So where do we go from here? Does it get better? Does it get worse? Who knows? All I know is that we have to use each and every day to find our purpose. And once we find our purpose, do the best that we can to become great at it. There's so many random occurrences and variables in life. All we can do is become great at controlling what we can control. When it's all said and done, I truly believe that this is going to be my final statement on 2020. I hate what it's put us all through, but I love the person that it has.
Hey, Coach Kev.
Yay.
Hey, what's up? What's
We
up?
didn't get
What's
to
up?
end. Hey, Coach
Yes.
Kev.
What did you say?
But I said then I love so
Yeah.
so I at the end of the day, I know that 2020 is gonna be bad for most of us, but I love the person that has turned me into. That's what I tried to say at the end.
That's
Oh, really?
good.
Yeah. If it was
That's
if it
good.
wasn't for 2020, I wouldn't have gotten this far in my life. The adversity, everything that it threw my way is I've become such a greater person because of it.
Wow. So, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I am residing in New Jersey. I coach basketball. I was a basketball player. I'm currently coaching AAU girls basketball and high school basketball. For high school, I coach at St. Benedict's Prep in Newark, New Jersey. And for AAU girls, I coach for Team Miller, which is located out of Somerset, New Jersey. And pretty much it was just a career of always loving basketball and just reciting to the outcome that I'm not going to play NBA basketball, but still wanted to be a part of the game. So finding a way to get into coaching and still being able to influence as much as I can to the young folks and to the younger generation, trying to give my knowledge back as best as I could.
Awesome. My internet is tripping. So I didn't get a chance to hear what you said. But anyway, first of all, tell me about your T-shirt. Zero shoots shots given. Where'd you get that from?
It's actually a funny story. So for AAU tournaments, we get to go to different locations out of state. So for this tournament, we were in Louisville, Kentucky, and we just saw a Nike store. And one of the parents I was with, had a coupon at the Nike store, and they had, I think it was, I want to say 10% off, 20% off. So they gave us the coupon. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to splurge, just buy anything I could see. And the first thing I saw was that shirt. And I was like, I got to pick up this shirt. The shirt just sounded too good to me. No shots given. It just recited with everything I knew. So I was like, I got to get this shirt. And I picked it up.
Awesome. Awesome. Carmen, I might need you to take the lead because my internet
Yeah.
keeps going out. And I'll just
Okay.
come in sporadically.
Okay. So, Kevin, purpose driven. Tell us a little bit about your, how did you come with purpose driven? How did you come up with it? And what was it that drove your purpose?
So for me, I've always been the type that's always wanted more than the normal. So for me, I tore my Achilles tendon,
Mm,
and I had to go through the process of that recovery, which was a 6 month recovery. And then I tore my other Achilles tendon. So I tore my left and I tore my right. And it kind of told me the story about like figuring out what it is you want to do in life, and just, do you want to give up? Are you going to push forward? What are you going to do? And it kind of built up this thing where I was starting to see things bigger than what they were, like understanding that going through the process of recovery, going through the ups and downs, is bigger than the actual outcome. It's more of what it's going to build me into. So that's where my purpose kind of started from. Was the first thought of that purpose was kind of seeing something bigger than myself, and just seeing if I would be able to get past and be able to recover from such a tragic incident that a lot of people would maybe give up from. So I was like, okay, if I'm able to get through this, then there's has to be something in life bigger than what I'm trying to get at. So that's kind of was the start of when I started mentally thinking of, okay, purpose. Cause I never really thought about purpose. I was always living day by day. What am I going to do today? What am I going to do by this? But with that, I was like, okay, now it's starting to look bigger. Now I see the bigger picture. And once I started seeing that and seeing purpose and understanding that my life can impact others' lives, and what I do today can have a big impact on somebody else, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is what my life is all about.
That's
that's
good.
good.
That's good.
That's
Just let me have a quick question there. I could just see this glow when you talk about it. There's a glow that is coming over you that just
mhm.
it just shows.
It,
Like you really feel like you tapped into it.
it's like it's hard to explain, but once you start to realize that there's things bigger than you are, like once you start to realize that I'm on this earth to do this, nothing gets in your way. It's like it's an energy. Every day I wake up, it's like I know there's gonna be ups and downs. I know that life is gonna throw curveballs at me. I know what's gonna come my way. But if as long as I know what my purpose is, I'm always gonna get to that end point. So that's my mentality every day when I wake up. So that's why you see this glow, because I'm excited every day that I wake up, knowing that I have another opportunity to fulfill my purpose here.
You
Does that
know,
make sense?
Coach Kev, I saw that, and Karen described it as glow, but I just see joy. Like I see joy all over you. And I was watching some of your YouTube videos when you were coaching the girls, your AAU team, Team Miller, and I was like, this is just such a joy. Like these girls enjoy playing for you because of the joy that you bring and the intensity that you bring. So tell us a little bit first about coaching girls and the joy and the intensity that you get out of it.
Yes. So for me, I if you would have told me that Coach Kev, you're gonna be coaching girls basketball, I would have looked at you with a face like, "Are you crazy?" Never would I in my longest dreams would I ever thought that. But this is where I am, and I love it. It's been arguably the biggest challenge in my life, and has gotten me the the biggest I've gotten the biggest accomplishment from it. It's definitely something that I look forward to each day, and it surprises me. It gives me, like, I always say this. I don't know. I always say this to everybody. If you're able to coach high school girls, there's nothing in life that you can tell me. I can't do anything else in life. If I can coach high school girls, there's nothing in life you could throw at my way, because dealing with high school girls is one of the toughest things to deal with, especially when it comes to athletics, because their minds are on everything else but athletics. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying,
Oh, we understand.
but I enjoy it because I feel like when I first started with them, I was so unexperienced. I felt cocky, and I felt like, oh, I played basketball, so I know how to coach. This is going to be easy. But when I first started, I felt like the spotlight was on me. I was nervous. I was sweating. I was shaking. I was like, I don't know what to say to them. But through each day, each week, each month, I gained more experience, and I felt like it was the starting point towards what I wanted to do in life, because after I figured out that, okay, the NBA is not going to be in your dream, like that's not what your life is going to be about, how are you still going to be able to be a part of basketball? And coaching those girls showed me that they give me a challenge that I can wake up every day to and be like, you know what, this is something that I'm going to strive towards. This is something that I enjoy to do. And this is the closest I can be to being on the court while still being able to enjoy the game.
Mm, that's good. That's good. Now, how do you deal with girls and attitudes and PMS and all that kind of stuff?
Wow. I mean, okay. So for me, when I started with girls, they were in 7th grade. So when I first started with them, it wasn't, I was so focused on making sure I didn't mess up because they were such high level players. I wanted to make sure that, okay, you don't mess up doing what you're doing, because if you mess up, everybody's going to look at you like you have this great team, but you're the reason they're not being successful. So that was my focus in the beginning. As they got older and older, that's when I started noticing those stuff. I was starting noticing PMS, boyfriends, all this extra stuff. And I'm like, okay, so coaching's not all about the X's and O's. I don't only have to focus on them having to get an open shot. I have to actually focus on them. They have to go to prom too. They have to do all this stuff. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Get their
Like,
nails done. Don't mess up the hair.
uh, I'm like, what have you gotten myself into? This is too much. I'm like, I don't know what to do. There were some days I'd be like, I honestly don't think I could do this. I was like, it's just too much, because at the end of the day, I was like, as a man, I just couldn't, at the end of it, I couldn't understand where they were coming from. So it was so hard to be like, I understand you, I understand this, I understand, because I don't, because I'm a man, you're a woman, like it's totally different. So I have to try to find that common ground where we can kind of meet and still have an understanding where we know that, okay, at the end of the day, this is the end goal. So whatever you do, whatever I do, we got to figure out how we can get to that goal.
Mm,
That's good.
Mm.
I will
That's
never
good.
forget the basketball game where my daughter and her best friend Tilly, Mahogany and Tilly, were both on the homecoming court, and had to, right after the game, get changed into a formal dress and do something with the hair and get themselves together with makeup and everything. And they had about 15 minutes to
Oh,
pull it
wow.
together. So you're like, okay, what are we gonna do with hair? Okay, braids. We're gonna do braids so we can pull it up cute. And yeah, yeah. So I understand completely. So, Coach Kev, like you said, the first year you were so concerned about making a mistake and you didn't know what to tell them and needed, like, how did you navigate? How did you learn? Like, where did you find the words to encourage them and to get them moving in the direction you wanted them moving in?
All right, that's a great question. So for me, honestly, like if I want to be 100% honest with you all, it's experience. It all came through experience. Like literally, we were so successful in the early stages that it didn't, all I had to do was not mess it up. That's pretty much it. So I, as a rookie coach, if you want to call it, all I had to do was not mess everything up. So I was like, okay, this is what it's going to be all the time. But then we had our first set of adversity. So that's when I
Right.
had to, that's when I had to be like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Like, and now I actually have to coach. Now I actually have to guide them in a direction here and there. And then that's when I came to the realization that this is bigger than okay, telling them to go left or telling them to go right, or telling them to shoot this or telling them to get back on defense. It's like more so of controlling each personality and understanding each one and understanding that you have to do your best to create the atmosphere where everybody is set on the same goal. So it took me probably, I want to say 3 months, 3 to 4 months, because that's when the first adversity hit. And that's when I was like, that's when I was like, okay, this is if I want to coach, if I want to continue to coach, this is what's gonna be like. The early 3 months, throw that in the trash. This is what it's gonna be like if my goal is to be successful. So I accepted the challenge. Luckily, we were successful during that challenge, and that helped me grow confidence and understand that this is the path I want to go on, and I have to continue to strive to get better and better if the goal is to be one of the best head coaches out there.
Mm.
That's good.
I have a question. How do you keep a balance with your players and as far as teaching them that they're more than sports? Because I know they all have goals to go to the highest level, WNBA, but not everybody makes it there. So how do you teach something other than sports as far as them balancing life and decisions and their careers?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So for me, it's always been, I always live by this phrase. So even before purpose and purpose driven, it's always been bigger than basketball for me. It's always that's the phrase is bigger than basketball. Like I Greg Popovich from the San Antonio Spurs, like I follow a lot of these big time head coaches, the ones that preach more than just dribbling and shooting and that stuff. Like there's so much more than that. Like at the end of the day, I'm so competitive and I want to be successful. I want to win games and it hurts to lose, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. Like it really literally is just a game. Like nobody knows that last year you won the championships for team A. Like nobody knows that. But these relationships that these kids make because of the game of basketball, these experiences that these kids have from going from state to country to wherever because of the game of basketball is so much bigger than what they think. And I try my best to make them understand that part, to understand that yes, basketball, you're here because of basketball. You're here because you're good at dribbling. You're here because you can shoot well. But understand that brought all these different diverse people together. And these people that you may not have known or gotten to know because of basketball, you need to appreciate that. And the more you appreciate those experiences and live in the moment. And it's so hard for kids because I know as a kid, I was running around recklessly and doing whatever, but it's so hard to teach them to live in that moment and just to realize that these games as a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, like at the end of the day, they mean nothing in the big core of life. Like when
Right.
it what it comes to is what you're because even when you stop dribbling the ball, that relationship you made with your friend over there because of basketball, that's gonna last forever. And then the ball is gonna be gone, but that's gonna last forever. So I try my best to show them that. So I want them to be competitive. I want them to want to win. I want them to have the energy and all that stuff. But I try my best to show them that that's not the end all be all of everything. It's not all about that. There's stuff bigger than that. Like basketball does a great job. Like I'm pretty sure people who love football, who love baseball, will say the same thing. Like it does a great job of bringing people together. So you need
Mhm.
to embrace
Yeah.
that and enjoy that and live in the moment and do your best to not always focus on the end goal, but enjoy the process all the way through too.
Mm, that's good.
Mhm.
Enjoy the process.
That's good. So, Coach Kev, you had talked about how the different personalities, and my background is teaching kindergarten, so I know that every child learns differently, and there's no cookie cutter approach to teaching them. You have to step out of the box sometimes. So, how did you learn the girls? Team Miller, I think you said you've been with them since seventh grade. So how old are they now? And how did you learn what would work for each individual girl to encourage them and motivate them and get them because it's different for each one.
No, you're 100% right. So right now they would be freshmen in college right now. So they would be
Uh,
freshmen in college. So I know this might sound crazy, but it was literally I had to learn on the fly. So I literally had to take it. I was in the beginning when I was just starting off. I didn't think that much about the personalities. So it was more so I was such in the mindset of being successful. And like I said before, I don't want to mess things up. I'm not gonna be the one that said you messed it up. You have such a great team. So I was so focused on that goal of being successful. As I continued with them is when I started thinking like, okay, each individual is trying to make their case when it comes to basketball and they want to be successful on the next level and each one of them is different. So if I continue this mindset of just wanting what I want, how am I going to be able to grow each one of them individually? So that's when I started trying to focus on, okay, player A, the way I talk to them, the way I coach them, whatever the case may be, it might be effective to them, but it might not be effective to player B or player C. So that's one of the hardest things I had to learn was figuring that out because you're so stuck in your ways as a person and as your personality, but you don't understand that the way you may be taught something might not affect that person the same way, especially when it comes to kids. So me learning each player's personality, how each player's mindset is, was that I probably would say in coaching, that's the toughest thing that I had to do in coaching because it's such a give and take and everybody is so different. I literally had 10 girls on my team, 10 different ethnicities, 10 different personalities. Like it was crazy. So it was definitely a give and take. And I was good some days. Some days I may have failed, but I feel like I did the best job that I could to focus on, okay, how can I get the best out of you? How can I get the best out of you? How can I get the best out of you? And while still thinking in the back of my mind that as a team, how can we do the best for ourselves? That makes sense.
absolutely. So, so Coach Kev, so away from basketball, what are some of your joys? Like, what other activities are you into? Or I know you also do the fitness. So, talk a little bit about some of the other things you enjoy in life.
So for me, yeah. So I'm pretty. So I'm just like how I was when I was a basketball player or as a basketball coach. I'm kind of like two different personalities. Like if you see me playing or if you see me coaching, you would think I'm crazy, insane. Like this guy just screams and shouts and is nuts. But then if you see me off the court, you're like, he's so calm, he's so shy, he doesn't talk to nobody. Like it's so different like that. So pretty much off the court, I am very chill. Like I'll go miniature golfing. I'll go to the movies. I'll go hey, like I'll do anything. I'm not jumping out of planes, but I'll do yeah. There's limits. I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not jumping out of planes. I'm not doing nothing crazy like that. I'm not
That's not
scuba
on your
diving with
bucket
sharks.
list. That's not on your bucket list, Will Smith.
I'm not scuba diving with sharks. I'm not doing none of that. None of that is off the list. But I'll go on a roller coaster. I'll do things like that. Like give me things like that. We want to go to the movies. We can go see the movie, go to the movies, stuff like that. So I'm very chill like that. Like I try to do my best because I know that once it comes to like basketball and things like that, I'm so intense and I know I'm so focused. I know that I can't be like that all the time. So I try my best to know, okay, once I'm here, I got to be like that, but do my best to get out of that mentality and be able to relax and just sit back and just whatever you want to say, enjoy life or just be yourself in that case may be. So when it comes to outside of basketball, you can, like I said, you can catch me on a basketball court, you can catch me on the beach, you can catch me golfing, you can catch me playing tennis. You want to try tennis, you can catch me anywhere you want to see it. We could try it. I'll be there, but it'll definitely be. I'm very competitive, so when it comes to stuff like that, even if we're playing pool, the funny thing, I was just playing this golf. We had this little miniature golf game with me and my nieces and nephews, and I was so I'm focused, like playing it. It's like golf pool. I'm focused. I'm like, in the first two shots, I was good, but after the third shot, I was like, nah, we gotta win this. Whoever's on my team, we gotta win. So I'm focused trying to hit it back.
You beating your niece and nephews like that?
my niece was looking at me like, is that serious? I was like, yeah, you on my team. We got to win this one. You know that's serious.
Coach Kev, do you play spades or dominoes? Or
I did. I'm awful. So I don't know any of that. I don't know spades. My parents are Jamaican. So dominoes is the game. I'm great at dominoes. But spades, I don't know spades. But if you want to go dominoes, I can go dominoes all day. I know dominoes like that.
Dominoes. My daddy taught us how to count and how to add and subtract playing some dominoes.
Does he
and he
slap
didn't
it?
play.
Is he slapping
yes.
it? Is he slapping that desk like it's shaking a shake?
And you better come with it too, because he didn't play. Like he was like beating us like he was beating your nieces and nephews. Like
So was you born in Jamaica?
My parents are both Jamaican. I was born in Trinidad. Me and my brother were born in Trinidad. So my dad's job took him to Trinidad. So I was born in Trinidad. Then we came to the US and then we came like out here. But yeah, so both my parents are Jamaican. So I have an older brother and a younger sister. So me and my brother were born in Trinidad and my younger sister was born in New York, NYC, Brooklyn.
So did you get into basketball in Trinidad or once you came to the United States?
So nope. So first sport, soccer. Soccer was my first sport.
Soccer.
So soccer is out of the womb. I didn't have how to teach me. Told me I know how to kick a ball. I know how to shoot. Like soccer was so I know I never want to live with regrets. I never want to have regrets in life. But if I could say that I have one regret in life, it's that I stopped playing soccer. Because I feel like when God gives you a natural talent, like something you're just good at, you just got to stick with that. And soccer was something I was good at without anybody telling me how to play it, teaching me how to play it. And I should have played it till the end, till I couldn't play it. But I stopped playing in high school.
Oh, and you switched over to basketball.
Exactly. Yep. And
wow.
Wow. So how often do you get back to Jamaica or do you?
I'm bad with that. So I haven't been to Trinidad since I left, which is awful. I'm so bad with that. I haven't been to Jamaica since I was probably 12 years old. That was the last. That
Oh,
was my grandparents had their anniversary. So that was the last time I was there. It's so bad because we were planning to go before all this happened this year. We were planning to have like a big family reunion, do all that stuff, but I just never ended up. The biggest thing for me is Trinidad, like, cause that's where I grew up. Cause I don't know how to. People always say like your ethnicity, your nationality, like you shouldn't. But I always represent Trinidad more because that's where I was born. I just feel like that's like my home country. But they're like, that's not
mhm,
really where you're from because your parents are Jamaican. So it's
mm,
kind of tough to give. But I have to do a better job of getting back to both countries and getting back there.
Yeah.
now, how are you encouraging? You said your players are now freshmen in college.
Yes.
How are you? Are they reaching back to you for advice with everything that's going on with COVID-19? Are you still speaking into their lives right now?
Yeah, so the biggest thing with them is that it's such a weird like experience that they're going through. Like with everything going on. Like it's so tough to deal with. And for them mostly like my biggest advice for all of them is like that I say to all of them is pretty much just control what you can control. Like it's so like we live in this society, this world we're living in. There's so many things that we realize that's out of our control. And I just try to do my best to let them understand that you waking up every day, you putting your best foot forward, you doing your best in class, you doing your best in workouts, you doing your best, even just walking around on campus, whatever the case may be, is all in your control. So that's all you can control. And then let the chips fall as they may. And then whatever happens, happens. But at the end of the day, every time before you go to sleep, you have to look in the mirror and be able to look at yourself and say that I gave my best effort. And that's all I ask for them. And that's all as a coach, when I look back at everybody that's been in my presence, I just want them all to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, I did my best today. Like I did the best I could do. He taught me to be the best version of myself. And that's what I strive for.
That's good. That's really good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is.
I'm
It
inspired.
really is. Me too.
I'm just getting like just caught up in your words. And so I mean, so you don't think you should be a preacher or something? I'm just saying.
It's in the family heritage. I have uncle that was a bishop. I had my dad was a preacher. Like it's definitely in the family. I don't want to say that because I've never been the greatest quote unquote speaker, but now I'm starting to realize that my words mean something. So I'm comfortable with speaking what I speak. So it might to others it might not resonate with them, you know what I mean, with this person, it might not resonate with you, but at the end of the day, I want to be able to just say what I have to say because I know it's coming from a good place. Everything I'm saying is not coming from a bad place. So the best way I can to speak out and just get an opportunity, like you gave me this opportunity, this platform for me to speak. I just want to do my best to take full advantage of it and just be able to say what I have to say and for people to look back and say that I learned something from it. Or even if they don't learn from it, at least something that's maybe sparks something that like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's coming from a good place.
From the heart reaches the heart. So
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think in the video you were saying about how to take advantage of the opportunity. So, what would you tell parents out there as far as that have kids or the athlete, how to take advantage of this opportunity, even though it's looked at as being bad, but if there's some good out of it, how would they take advantage of this?
Yeah. So for me, it's so tough sometimes to look at things from a positive perspective, like especially what we're going through. Like it like I said, like I wouldn't have grown so much as a person if it wasn't for 2020. Like, so I try to do my best to not only speak this and say to others what you should be or what you could be, to actually show by my actions and be like, this person is not somebody just sitting back and letting everything affect them or just sitting back and complaining. He's out there taking action and doing his best to turn a negative situation into a positive situation. So that's what I would definitely try to hope to tell kids and tell the parents and try to show them, is that there's a silver. I know it sounds very cliche, I'm about to say, but there's a silver lining in everything. That it's so easy for us to go through something and complain and be like, because that's just so normal and so easy to do. But the ones that are successful, the ones that you quote unquote strive for the best and become the best, is the ones that are able to sit back, see a situation. I'm not saying they don't stay down, they don't feel down, but they only stay down for a certain period. So say others that would stay down for weeks and months, this person stays down for 2 hours, 3 hours. Now they're trying to look on, okay, what can I do to change my situation? What can I do to better? How can I see the best out of the opportunity that I'm given? So that's what I definitely would preach to kids and preach to the parents, is that this is a tough situation we're in, but you got to look at it as, okay, at the end of the day, no matter how much you complain, how much you say, we're still in this situation. So what are you going to do to better yourself? Even if it's bettering yourself 1%, who cares? It's not about trying to come out today or come out tomorrow and turn into a whole new person. It's about, what are you going to do right now to better yourself 1%? And then when you look back, you'll be like, okay, I got better from that time. I learned from this. I did that, such and such. So that's what I would try to resonate. That's what I would try to resonate with the kids and resonate with parents.
That's good.
That's good. How do you encourage your athletes, your players, but also just people in general, the people who I know you train and stuff like that? How do you encourage them to find their why?
So okay, so it's so tough. Finding your why, to me, is one of the toughest things in life. Because the reason I say it's one of the toughest things in life is because once you find your why, it's like everything, it's like the waters coming together. It's like everything just coming to a head. And it feels like every step you take in life just starts to end up being all the goals that you wanted to accomplish, that all the success you've ever wanted. So to find that why it's literally trying to look deep inside yourself, which is one of the toughest things. So I feel one of the toughest challenges in life is trying to look into yourself. So as a kid, to tell them that, okay, this is what you see right now might be what you see, but there's a bigger picture than what you see. And that's what as a coach, that's the hardest thing to show them, is that you see this, but I see that over there. And you might not see that, but I'm trying to get you to there while you're still just thinking it's all about this right here. So all I know is that once you get them, it's not something that happens overnight. I feel like it's comes from the parents, it comes from the coach, it comes from everybody in their life. If everybody is looking at the best interest of the kid, I feel like it's gonna get to that point where they figure out their why. Because it's just a mentality thing where they'll get to that point of saying, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to do my best at this and try to strive to become the best at this, because I see everybody talking from here to here to here to here. Everybody's pointing me in this one direction. So all it's going to take is my effort now to get there. That's my why. That's what I have to do. That's what I feel like it is. So for me, if you can, that challenge of getting, because once they because you can, even if they don't say, because that's what kids will never really be like, you know what, coach, you did a great job in my life. They won't really say that, but you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their action, and that's all I need is that confirmation. I just need to
Yes.
see that, even if I hear from the parents or whatever the case may be. But once they figure that out, and then that light clicks and that switch turns on, and then you see that they're headed in the right direction towards their why, towards their purpose, towards what they're supposed to be, you just sit back and be like, I
Yeah.
did it. Everything
Our
I did.
work
I
is
did it. I
done.
did it. That's all I could do. That's all I could do.
That's good. That's good. We, we appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience? Do you have a website, or do you have any kind of trainings or anything like that you might want people to reach out to you, or how can they connect with you?
So, well, I pretty much I have a YouTube page.
Mhm.
So it's called Purpose Driven, Coach Kev Purpose Driven. And that's pretty much like where what I'm on right now is I'm trying to grow that YouTube channel and try to do that to the best of my ability. I had it for a long time, but I was never really focused on it. But then rest in peace till the untimely death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and everybody, that kind of sparked me to be like, you know what, I'm going to give my all, at least 1 year, give 1 year, everything I had to growing this channel, and then I'll reassess and see where it is. So that's definitely that channel is definitely big on me. And Instagram at Coach Kev B. Those are the two main spots that I'm at when it comes to social media, because I pretty much just try to promote me and my coaching. So I'm just luckily so New Jersey just started opening up gyms 25%, just started opening things up. So we're just able to start coaching and start practicing indoors and doing stuff like that. Everything had to be outdoors and all that stuff. So we just started able to do all tryouts and all that stuff. So we're in the process of trying to create a team, see where our team is at, trying to build things. So we're going to try to see where everything is going with that. That's my organization is Team Miller. So that's who I work with, and that's who I coach with when it comes to the girls AAU. And that's pretty much it. It's Team Miller, AAU girls, Coach Kev, Purpose Driven, YouTube, high school, St. Benedict's Prep, boys. It's funny, we just had a video. So we had cameras coming around, and we have a video coming out tomorrow on Quibi. I don't even know what Quibi is. I guess Quibi, Quibi, I guess is like an
Yes.
app or something like that. So we're going to have I don't know how long the documentary or the series is going to be, but they recorded us forever. They had cameras all over us. So we're going to have a series coming out on that. So definitely check that out for St. Benedict's Prep, boys. So that's pretty much it. It's just me coaching, trying my best to just guide these kids in the right direction.
That's
Oh,
good, Coach Kevin. Now, what about St. Benedict's? Are they in school or are they distance learning? I know that New Jersey, you guys start a little bit later, school late. Like in Texas, we've been in school. So, um, are they in campus? Are they on campus? Are they practicing basketball?
Yeah, so they're in campus. So because they're not technically a part of the state curriculum because they're a prep
Right.
school, so they're
Mm-hmm.
allowed to do so. Even if the state says no school, they're allowed to make their own kind of rules or whatever. So
Right.
they're practicing, they're in school, they're doing everything like it's a normal like school year, stuff like that. So yeah, they're good to go. They're ready to go. Yeah.
are they wearing
And because
masks?
yes, no, they're definitely wearing masks. Yeah, they're definitely protected. But it's because it's a prep school, so in their eyes, they're getting kids ready to go to college. So their goal is they don't get funded from the public
The state.
from the state.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So everything is private and everything is coming from what's it called, from people that used to go to the schools and stuff like
Mhm.
that, like that
Fundraisers and stuff.
fundraising and all that
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So they have to, at the end of the day, they have to get
Alumni.
the ball rolling. They have to get it. They have to
Yeah.
figure out a way to get it going, because at the end that might lose their. They have scholarships. They
Endowment.
have endowments.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have
Mhm.
Adidas money, Nike money. They have things, sponsorship. They have things that they have
Right.
to live up to keep the ball rolling. So that's how it
Mhm.
goes.
Yeah. Now, Coach Kev, one thing I've asked a lot of coaches is, doing with COVID-19, what if there's no more sports? What would you do?
Oh man, no more sports. Ooh, Coach Cav. What would I do? I'd be that chill person. I probably would work in like a 9 to 5, like a desk job. But I don't see myself as a sales person, because that's like being like calling people, like have to call 100 people or call 20 people today to
No.
get a sale.
I
I
don't
don't see myself in that. But I could be at a cubicle and just chill, as long as I have my area to chill and I know that this is my area. But my goal would be to work my way up to higher management. You know what I mean? I'd want to become the manager or whatever the case may be. I've always had that mentality of wanting to get higher. But that's what I would see myself in, some type of situation like that, where I'm definitely striving to start from the bottom and then grow my way to some type of higher management, where I might not be the owner, but I can be the general manager of such and such company or something.
I wouldn't say sales. I don't know if I would say sales, but I don't see you at nobody's desk. I see
Yeah,
you up talking. I see you being a motivational speaker, some kind of training, voice
Yes.
training, because you have the already enthused.
Mhm.
You already enthused.
You know what?
So
You're
Yes.
right. No, 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 no. Okay, you're right. I squashed that. You're right. I would be one of those people that go around and talk, like a motivational speaker that just
yeah,
talk. Yeah, because I feel like that would help me become a better communicator, and I'd be able to get my voice out. And yeah, I would definitely be that type of person. So I would be some kind of motivational speaker. So whether I make YouTube videos, whether I go from state to state, country to country, I would be somebody like that that's trying to speak my voice, and whatever goal I'm trying to get or purpose I'm trying to strive for, that's what I would try to bring out. Yeah, definitely. And it would be beneficial to everybody. So I'm the type of person that, like, that's why I say bigger than basketball, because I coach basketball or love basketball. Is I feel like I want everything I do to not only resonate to people that play basketball. I want people that know nothing about basketball, don't even know how to shoot a basketball, or know anything, but to see a video that I do or see something I do and be like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I can definitely use
yeah,
that. I understand, like
Mhm.
that. Like that's the type of personality I have. Like when it comes to
Mhm.
yes. And that video that brought you on, that's exactly.
this.
I mean, it
Exactly.
gives you to think. You speak where you cause people to think.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Because a lot of people are very short-minded nowadays, but it's not about focusing on it. It's about, because the ones that like, what's your audience? What is your target audience? Like, what is
Yeah.
that going to be? And as long as you strive towards your target audience, they're always going to be there. And that's what you need to focus on, is that. So people nowadays try so much to be like this and that and try to get everything, corner the whole market, when you need to focus on what is your target audience, what are you trying to do, and do your best at what you're trying to do, and they'll come towards you. That's what I try. That makes
Well, that's good. Well, this has been a great show. Carmen, you have anything else before we get ready to go?
I don't. I'm just so impressed.
sense.
I'm just so impressed, Coach Kev. I really am. You New Jerseyan.
New Jersey gets a bad rap. I got to show out for Jersey
No,
and show that we out
no.
here.
Let me tell you something. I lived in New Jersey for a couple of years, and I can tell you this. There, people in New Jersey are harder to get to know because they're a little like in Texas. Hey, hi, hey, y'all. You know, everybody's your friend, but in New Jersey, they're a lot more standoffish. But when you do break through that shell, they are like lifelong friends. Like they are so genuine,
Yep.
but it's harder. It's harder to get to know them. But I loved New Jersey when I
No,
lived in
you're
New Jersey.
100%. That's a fact. That's a fact. People don't want to.
Mhm.
People get a bad rap of New York, New Jersey, the tri-state area. We're just out for whatever we got. But once you break through that barrier, we're very caring people. Like
Yes.
very, very caring people. Like we'll look out for the one. Like you look out for us, we look out for you. We're very we're very down to
Mhm.
earth, real like
Mhm.
people. Yeah.
And loyal.
Loyal, very, very loyal. Like they, I don't
Mhm.
know if it gets any loyaler. If that's a word, I
Right.
don't know if loyaler
Right.
is the word. Loyaler.
Well, you guys, this has been a great show. We appreciate you guys. Like we said, like and share this video. This is awesome. This is great information that Coach Cav has given us. He's given us some life skills. And so we just
Yeah.
appreciate having him on the show. And so I what else is going on? No, nothing else. I lost my words. But anyway, this has been a great show. So I am here with my host.
Carmen, aka Mama D. And Kev, we just want to say, we just want to say, we wish you the best. With
Thank
the
you.
Yeah,
teams, with the season,
yeah,
whatever you endeavor in your life, like we just wish you the best. Blessings
Thank
over
you.
you. You're a
Thank
good
yeah,
you.
guy.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. Many blessings. Thank you so much.
Yes. Coach Kev, did we have your Instagram name right? Is it Coach
I-
Kev, KEVB, or Bev? We didn't
Coach
know if we had.
Kev B
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Coach Kev underscore B. Yeah, you got it right.
underscore B
KEV underscore B.
B.
okay.
Kev B.
Okay.
Kev B. Kev B. Yep, that's it.
Yes.
That's me. That is
All
me.
right. That's
Yeah.
how you can get in touch with you guys. If you want to continue to hear him speak, he has his YouTube channel, and you can reach out to him also on Instagram if you need to get some of this inspirational speaking. Well, all right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight, and we appreciate you guys watching us. This is Can We Talk Sports, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.